The United States launched a large-scale military operation against Venezuela in the early hours of January 3, 2026. Explosions were reported in Caracas and other areas as U.S. forces struck military and civilian sites in a coordinated effort. U.S. President Donald Trump announced that Venezuelan President Nicolás Maduro and his wife, Cilia Flores, were captured by U.S. forces and flown out of Venezuela. The operation was reportedly conducted by elite units, including Delta Force and other U.S. Special Operations elements. Trump has declared that the U.S. will run Venezuela during a transitional period until a new political process is established. The U.S. government has long accused Maduro of drug trafficking, narco-terrorism, and working with criminal organizations undermining U.S. security. An indictment was issued years ago in a U.S. federal court on these charges. The Trump administration has justified the operation as part of the campaign against drug trafficking and to hold Maduro accountable under U.S. law. Now, the Venezuela's government condemned the action as military aggression and declared a national emergency. Vice President Delcy Rodriguez and other officials rejected the U.S. narrative and demanded proof of life for the president and his wife. The strike and capture have drawn international condemnation, including from Cuba and other countries, calling the action an illegal violation of sovereignty. The legality of the operation is deeply disputed. Experts and lawmakers have questioned whether the U.S. administration had congressional authorization for such a military action in a sovereign nation. Maduro and Flores are reported to be prosecuted in the United States on existing criminal charges once in U.S. custody. As it is now, the exact details of where Maduro and his wife are being held and how the legal process will unfold remain unclear at this time. Venezuela has not confirmed independent verification of the reported capture, and some Venezuelan officials describe the incident as a kidnapping. The impact on internal Venezuelan politics and who will govern the country during the transition period is currently unsettled. Venezuela holds one of the largest proven oil reserves in the world, estimated at around 300 billion barrels, representing roughly 15 to 20% of global crude reserves. These reserves are mainly in the Orinoco Belt, containing heavy and extra-heavy crude that is abundant but expensive and technically challenging to produce and refine. Venezuela's oil output has declined sharply over decades of underinvestment, mismanagement, and sanctions. It once produced millions of barrels a day, but has struggled to reach about 1 million barrels per day in recent years. Much of the pipeline infrastructure and refineries are old and in need of billions of dollars in investment just to restore prior levels. The industry is dominated by the state-owned company PDVSA, Petróleos de Venezuela S.A., which manages all oil production and export efforts. U.S. Energy Information Administration foreign oil firms historically operated through joint ventures or licenses, but Venezuela nationalized most oil assets under Hugo Chavez and Nicolás Maduro, leading to disputes with companies like Exxon and Chevron. Today's major news reports suggest Trump is positioning the U.S. to take advantage of Venezuela's oil resources following the military operation. President Trump explicitly said that the United States will temporarily run Venezuela after Maduro was captured, indicating a direct role in governance and resource management, including oil, until a transition is established. Trump said that after seizing Maduro, the U.S. intends to tap Venezuela's vast oil reserves and sell crude to other countries. He also stated that American oil companies would be brought in to invest billions of dollars to repair and rebuild Venezuela's decrepit oil infrastructure and restore production. Trump has framed these plans as both economic opportunity and part of stabilizing Venezuela after years of mismanagement. He described U.S. energy firms as ready to fix badly broken oil infrastructure and start making money while aiding the Venezuelan economy. He has also used strong rhetoric, alleging Venezuela stole oil rights and assets historically, though this claim has no basis under international law.
That's all for today's news roundup from Colex TV. If you enjoyed these updates, subscribe to our channel for daily highlights, analysis, and exclusive behind-the-scenes sports stories and news from around the globe. Thanks for watching.